Hello my dear students, welcome to CMI's online classes. In today's class, we are going to continue with chapter 2 of our English grammar, subject and predicate for the students of standard 6. In our previous video on the same chapter, we discussed and understood the topic subject and predicate. We understood subject and predicate with their definitions and examples. We also discussed and understood phrases, clauses and sentences. And we learned how to identify subject and predicate in sentences. And also how to identify or what are compound subjects and compound predicates. And today we will continue with the explanation of the same chapter, but we will learn something more like how to identify subjects and predicates in different kinds of sentences, like sentences according to function. So sentences according to functions are of four main kinds. They are assertive sentences, imperative sentences, interrogative sentences and exclamatory sentences. So now in each sentence, in each kind of sentence, how to identify subject and predicate. So in our previous class we mostly discussed and we mostly learned to identify subjects and predicates in assertive sentences, and I also told you that in case of assertive sentences it is very easy to find out subject and predicate, because I told you that verbs are the main part of the predicate, and once when we find verb in assertive sentences, then along with that verbs, along with those verbs, along with that verb, rest of the words are all the part of predicate. And that noun or pronoun about which we write the sentence is the subject of the sentence. Again I am telling you, subject is that part of the sentence about which we write the sentence. Okay, so the subjects may be noun or nouns, pronoun or pronouns. Okay, now predicate. Predicate is that part of the subject, that part of the sentence which tells us about the subject. That means predicate tells us about subject by showing their action or state of being or ownership, anything. Okay, that means by using verbs we speak something about the subject. Understood? That means that is why verbs are the main part of the predicate, because verbs help us to say something more about the subject, and whatever is said about the subject is predicate. Now see, in today's class we will understand and learn how to identify subjects and predicates in each kind of sentence according to function. Now see here, I told you according to function there are four main kinds of sentences. They are assertive sentences, imperative sentences, interrogative sentences and exclamatory sentences. Now let us see how to identify subjects and predicate in each kind of sentence. Now see here, if you see your exercise B of the chapter, we have there underline the subject in each of these sentences. So some sentences are given there, from there we have to identify and underline the subjects only. Okay, so here the examples, the sentences I have written here, some of these sentences are assertive and some of these sentences are imperative sentences. Okay, and assertive sentences, I have already told you, assertive sentences state something, express something, tell us something, describe something in a straight manner. Okay, so assertive sentence, in assertive sentences, something is said directly. Understood? So, it is very easier for us to identify subjects in assertive sentences. And we know that imperative sentences are orders, commands, suggestions, or a piece of advice. Understood? So here, see the page, sentence number 1. I have written some of my own sentences and some sentences from the same exercise, exercise B. So I have written here, Ram and Rahim are brothers. Now this is assertive sentence because this sentence tells us something in a straight manner. So Ram and Rahim are brothers. So here the sentence is about Ram and Rahim. After reading the sentence, we have to understand what is the sentence about to find the subject. So here the sentence is about Ram and Rahim. So we have been asked to underline the subject. So here the sentence is about Ram and Rahim. So Ram and Rahim is the subject here. Okay. We have two nouns here. Here we have to identify only the subject. But if you say what kind of subject is this, we can also say that this is a compound subject, because we have two subjects here, two nouns here, and joined by conjunction and. Okay. And now our brothers is what said about the subject. So our brothers is predicate. Okay. But here in the instruction it is not given that we have to identify predicate also. But if we have to identify predicate also, that means here our brothers is predicate. Now this is subject. Now here you have to underline the subject only. Don't be confused. Now the crowd in the market was so disgusting. Okay. The crowd in the market was so disgusting. So what is the sentence about? The crowd in the market. The crowd in the market. Okay. The sentence is about the crowd in the market. So the crowd in the market is subject. Here don't be confused that here we have market also, we have crowd also, two nouns are there. So why it is not a compound subject? It is not a compound subject because it has not been joined by conjunction like in exercise, like in sentence 1. Okay. It is actually only about the crowd that was present in the market. Okay. So this is subject, and what is said about the crowd in the market? It was so disgusting. Was so disgusting is predicate. So it has not been told to identify predicate here, but we are identifying. Okay. Now come to sentence 3, third sentence. See, look at the cuckoo on that tree. This is the sentence I have taken from your exercise. Look at the cuckoo on that tree. So, do you find any subject here what the sentence is about? No. If you find the sentence is about cuckoo, no. It is not about the cuckoo. Okay. Because here someone is asking someone to look upon the tree. It is an order. Okay. So, it is an imperative sentence. And I told you yesterday in my explanation that in case of imperative sentences, subjects are not given. Okay. If I am telling this, if I am speaking this sentence, look at the cuckoo on that tree. That means I am speaking to someone else by addressing you. Maybe it must be you. It may be you. Maybe it may be you also. Okay. I may be speaking to you also. If I speak to you also to look at that cuckoo, I will also say look at that cuckoo. But I don't mention to whom I am speaking. Okay. So here in case of imperative sentences, we have to understand the subject. Here subject is hidden. Okay. That means you is not here. You is subject here. You look at that means I am asking you, someone by addressing you, to look at the cuckoo. Okay, so here you is subject. That means look at the cuckoo on that tree. This is verb. Okay, and I have already told you verb is the main part of the predicate. So here look is also a verb. Understood? Verb. So I told you after verb, other words that qualify verbs are the part of the predicate. So here look at the cuckoo on that tree. All the sentence is the part of predicate, or all is every the sentence is predicate only. Here subject is you. In the same way, mix the butter and the sugar first. So this is also I am asking someone to do it. Okay. So here also mix is verb, and the rest of the words that are coming after the verb I told you is predicate. Okay. So then what is the subject here? Here also I am addressing someone. I am asking someone. It is like an order. Okay. So here also you is subject. In case of imperative sentences, we have to understand you as the subject. Okay, clear? Now come to sentence number 5. Rajni and her mother went to their relatives. Now this is an example of assertive sentence. So the sentence tells us about Rajni and her mother. So Rajni and her mother. Rajni and her mother. Rajni and her mother is subject. See what is told about Rajni and her mother? Went to their relatives. See here, went. This is verb. So in case of assertive sentence, when we find verb, then the rest of the words after the verb is predicate. So this is predicate. Understood? So here Rajni and her mother. So here we can say the subject is compound subject. Okay. Now come to sentence 6. Please help me. So what kind of sentence is this? This is imperative sentence. That means we are asking someone to help. We are requesting someone. Okay. A request is also an imperative sentence. Request, order, command. Okay. Suggestion, advice, request, all these are imperative sentences. So please help me. So here please help me also I am asking someone to help. So here this is all this is predicate. So what is subject here? Here also you is subject. You please help me. You help me. Okay, you please help me. So here the sentence is about you and I am asking you to help me. Okay, so here you is subject. Understood? So I hope you have understood how to identify subject and predicate, subjects and predicates in assertive sentences and imperative sentences. Now we will understand how to identify subjects in interrogative sentences. Interrogative sentences means question sentences. So how to identify subjects in question sentences? See, in question sentences, whether the questions are made by WH words or WH questions or by using helping verbs, verbal questions. In both the questions, we see that the subjects come between the main verb and helping verb. Like see here. Why are they singing loudly? Why are they singing loudly? See what is the helping verb here? What is the main verb here? Singing. So in WH questions and verbal questions. In WH questions and verbal questions, the subject comes in between the helping verb and main verb. See here, helping verb and main verb. So what are they? Why are they singing loudly? The sentence is about whom? The sentence is asking us about, telling us about they. So here they is subject. Okay, here they is subject. Now see, next question. Have Aman and Arun completed their projects? Have Aman and Arun completed their projects? So this is verbal question. I told you in verbal questions also, if you find the helping verb and main verb, in between helping verb and main verb we will find the subject. See here, have is helping verb, okay, and completed is main verb. So in between helping verb and main verb we have Aman and Arun. So Aman and Arun is the subject here. Okay, two words, two nouns, Aman and Arun are used as subject here. So this is subject. Now come to question number 3. Where are the students going for a picnic? Where are the students going for a picnic? Now here also this is WH questions. We will see WH question. Helping verb, main verb. So in between helping and verb we have, in between the helping verb and main verb we have the students. So here the students is the subject here. Understood? Otherwise, if you find this way difficult to identify subjects in WH questions and the verbal questions, so we can take another option to find out the subject in WH questions and verbal questions. How? By changing it into assertive sentence. Okay, by changing both verbal and WH questions in assertive sentence, here also we are able to find out subject and predicate. Like see here, why are they singing loudly? So if you give the answer of this question, okay, you will see, you will write they are singing loudly dash dash dash. Any reason it may be, okay. So it will automatically the sentence is telling us about they, and what is being told about they are singing loudly. So here the subject is about they, so they is subject. Okay, just change the question into statement. Okay, in the same way, have Aman and Arun completed their projects? So here also if you say change this into answer, Aman and Arun have completed their project. Now see here, Aman and Arun. The sentence is about Aman and Arun, so this is subject like here I have done. In question also Aman and Arun is a subject, and in here when I have changed it into statement, then also it is Aman and Arun, we have found it as the subject. In the same way, where are the students going for a picnic? If you answer this, you will say the students are going for a picnic to any place, Ranchi, Patna, but you will start with the students. Okay, so the sentence is about, if you read this sentence, the students are going for a picnic. So the sentence is about the students. So here the students is subject again. Understood? So the first easy way to find out subject and predicate is to see the helping verb and main verb. Okay, if you find out the helping verb and main verb in both WH questions and verbal questions, then you are able to find out subject and predicate as a subject, because subjects come between the helping verb and main verb in both WH questions and verbal questions. Otherwise, you can change those questions into statements or answers. From those answers, you will find out the subject easily. Understood? Now the last explanation from the chapter regarding how to identify subjects in exclamatory sentences. So how to identify subjects in exclamatory sentences? I have already explained you in my previous chapters when I was explaining chapter 1, the sentence. There I had told you that the exclamatory sentences, when they are found by WH words, they end with the subject followed by verb, any main verb or helping verb. That means in case of exclamatory sentences, we find subjects mostly at the end of the sentence, and exclamatory sentences end with birds. Okay, just before that, just before those birds, the birds may be helping birds or main birds, but before that birds we use the subject. Like we have here, what a big house you have. So here have is the verb here, verb, and we know that verbs are the main part of the predicate. So this is the part of predicate. Okay. Now before verb we have you. Okay, before verb we have you. That means I told you before verb we place subject in exclamatory sentences when they are found by using WH words. Okay. So here you is subject here and rest of the part of the sentence is predicate. This is also predicate. Understood? Now see again sentence number 2. How kind your mother is. How kind your mother is. So here also the sentence ends with verb is. Okay, this is verb. And I have already told you verbs are the main part of the predicate. But before verb we have a noun here. Mother. Your mother. Okay? Your mother. So here your mother is subject. How kind is also the part of predicate because it tells us about the subject. Because something that tells us about the subject is also the part of predicate. Understood? Now see here. Oof. It is very hot outside. So oof, it is very hot outside. If you change this, the sentence is it is very hot outside. So here it is subject. So what is told about it is very hot outside. So is very hot outside is predicate. So now still if you are feeling, if you are not getting how to identify subjects in exclamatory sentences, again we can follow the same process that we followed in case of interrogative sentences. Here also we can change exclamatory sentences into explanation, into statements, into assertive sentences. Like, what a big house you have. If you change this sentence into assertive sentence, it becomes you have a big house. So here we have found subject, you as subject. So here also if we change this exclamatory sentence into assertive sentence, here also you will find you as subject. You have a big house. So you is subject. The sentence tells us about you, and what is told about you? Have a big house. So have a big house is predicate because have is verb here, and I told you that in assertive sentences after verb rest of the words are the part of predicate because they also tell us about something about the subject and mostly the verb. Now see here, how kind your mother is. How kind your mother is. Here I have found your mother is the subject. Now let's see, is this correct or not? If you change this sentence into statement, it will be your mother is kind. Your mother is kind. How kind your mother is means your mother is kind. Okay. So your mother is kind is an assertive sentence. So this sentence tells us about your mother. So your mother is subject here. And what is told about your mother? Is kind. This is predicate. Now I told you that exclamatory sentences can be framed by using WH words. Here we have two WH words used to frame exclamatory sentences. But here this exclamatory sentence has been formed by using interjection. Okay, after interjection, whatever the explanation comes, it may be the assertive sentence only. Okay, after interjection, we can write another exclamatory sentence like oof, what a hot day. What a hot day today is. Okay, we can write that way also, but here we have written like this. Oof, it is very hot outside. That means simply you remove interjection and you can change it into statement. It is very hot outside. So here also it is subject. So in this way you will be easily finding out subjects in each kind of sentence, in assertive sentences, imperative sentences, interrogative sentences and exclamatory sentences. I hope now you are able to do rest of the exercises, and one of the exercises, last exercise, in which you have to write your own subject and predicate. In that exercise you have to do it, understood, in which you have to complete the given sentences, complete the blanks, complete the spaces given in that exercise. You have to use your own brain to fill each sentence by using your own subject or predicate. I hope you are able to do that also. Understood, students?